This tropical wave will continue to bring widespread showers and storms across our area for the weekend ahead. Your forecast across the Caribbean and the Bahamas starts right now.
This is Meteo Mundo.
Hi friends, Rusty back here at Meteo Mundo. Great to see you out on Saturday. Hope you're doing well. Hope things are good for you here. A little bit more of a casual video for today, I would say. I was outside doing a little bit of yard work, but wanted to jump on and make sure I covered what's happening on this Saturday because this is a healthy tropical wave. It's bringing some widespread showers and storms. You can see all the lightning. So we'll talk about what's going on today. We'll talk about how this wave is going to impact other areas for Sunday. Of course, we'll look at the rainfall forecast over the next several days and, of course, an eye on the tropics as well. So we'll get started, and I'll thank you for dropping in the comments section below. We're reviewing from what the weather has been like in that area, and we'll kick off this Saturday with what's going on in the Bahamas because we've had some pretty decent storms here across certain portions of the Bahamas for today, all the way from the northwest to the southeast side. You're taking a look at the satellite data here and what's going on across the northwest Bahamas. I'm going to bring on the old radar data right now, so we're going to pop that puppy on, and then we'll look at the storms here that have developed over places like Grand Bahama and other northwest areas like Abaco throughout this Saturday afternoon. Now, the storms were heftier earlier in the morning and early afternoon hours. You can see that. Look at the temperature in Freeport just dropped. Now it's steamy again, but still some passing showers. But that was a nice, healthy thunderstorm that moved over places like Freeport and Lucaya earlier in the day. Few showers for portions of the Abacos and Walker's Key. Been relatively dry in Bimini for today. We've tried to sneak a couple of showers towards Andros and Nassau. Most of that activity is off towards the west through the Straits of Florida, the Florida Keys. Florida today, especially South Florida, has been very, very active weather-wise. Not a lot of rain so far for places like Eleuthera and Cat Island. I'll switch back over to our satellite data here, and you can just see some of these storms. And we mentioned this in yesterday's video where now we have our south winds, right, because it's feeding back into that broad disturbance in the Carolinas. So the south wind is allowing some storms to develop close to places like Exuma on over towards the Acklins. Then you get down into the Turks and the Caicos, and this is when it's really beginning to fire off right now. We've had some healthy thunderstorm activity across both the Turks and the Caicos for today, and of course the farther south that we now get closer to the actual tropical wave axis here. There's just more moisture to play with here a little bit farther south in latitude, but storms again will be prevalent for the Turks and Caicos and the southeast Bahamas the remainder of today, tonight, and maybe even early for tomorrow as well. Look, everything is going to be shifting from east to west with this tropical wave. There'll still be some localized storms ahead of that, and that's what we're getting exactly right now across portions of Cuba. Again, more localized than anything. Not seeing any rain right now through the Caymans, and it's pretty darn hot there right now. Cayman Brac has a feels like temperature of about 111. It's also extremely hot for our friends in Jamaica. So let's take a look right now. I'll throw those numbers on. That's the temperature. Your feels like numbers are pushing 110 Fahrenheit in Kingston. That's 43.3 degrees Celsius. It's been dry so far for the most part, but my friends in Jamaica, there are storms coming. We're developing those off of the Haitian Peninsula right now, and they're moving from east to west. So later this afternoon and this evening, some of this will roll across the area. Now, again, it's give and a take. We're still recovering from Beryl. Certainly not everyone has power, but we need to cool things off as well. You can see those numbers are pretty outrageous, and there'll be better chances tonight and for tomorrow as well. Again, this whole big moisture axis is moving from east to west. So places like Jamaica and the Cayman Islands, better opportunity for tomorrow. One area that's right in the heart of it right now is our friends in Hispaniola, the Dominican Republic, and Haiti, especially on the DR side. Look at these storms getting going right now from Santo Domingo to Samana, Santiago de los Caballeros. Very heavy rain. Look at the lightning count go up here at Meteo Mundo. This is our live lightning count. It's 131 strikes in just the last 15 minutes. These are nasty storms right now over Hispaniola. And again, the heat of the day really helping to fire those off. There's more coming as well. This might be the maximum, if you will, but I expect more storms tonight and a redevelopment of some storms in this area for tomorrow as well. It's been a little bit quieter for our friends in Puerto Rico. We've had a few storms getting going there. Look at these feels like temperatures. My friends in Puerto Rico, let me know how you're doing. Ponce, 115 15 degrees Fahrenheit for a feels like temperature today. It's not much better in Fajardo and San Juan. It's not much better in St. Croix, Christiansted, about 110 for feels like temperature for today. They had a shower there, but it was earlier, and you know it's a steam bath when you get the morning rain and then the sun comes out in the afternoon. It doesn't really help much. Storm there towards Tortola and the Road Town area, but again, a little bit more scattered in nature. On over to our friends in the Leeward Islands. You guys had some good rain late last night, very early this morning before daybreak, and now that moisture axis has moved off to the west, so now it's about how hot it gets. Look at Anguilla there, that goes from, the 85 degree feels like temperature up to 108. A little bit easier to see the rain here when I switch over to the visible satellite imagery, and again, you'll see a couple of passing showers there. Antigua, Barbuda, opportunities, but again, not a lot. Look at St. Kitts and Nevis there, 112 in that area. It's unbelievable stuff there, guys. It is stinking hot. Guadalupe on over towards Dominica. It's about the same situation. Could there be a few isolated showers? Absolutely. Is it going to be widespread? Nope, not at all. In most areas, we'll have feels like numbers at or above 100 degrees Fahrenheit, much closer to 105. Barbados has tried to catch a passing shower here. You can see those thicker clouds roll its way through. Not a lot, but a brief passing shower will help. One area that's had a little bit more rain for today, back down towards Trinidad. Switch back over to the enhanced satellite imagery. This is a little bit clearer to see here. Again, a little bit more tropical moisture in this area, pushing some showers through, but not as heavy or persistent as what we had on our Friday. Additional showers continue for portions of South America, places like Guyana, Suriname, Venezuela. You can see towards Nueva Esparta, trying to get a little bit of rain to develop there. Temperature coming down in accordance with that. But again, outside of the rain, it's been hot. My friends in the ABC Islands, not a lot of rain so far. Maybe a quick passing shower in Aruba, but hopefully cross your fingers here. This moisture that's off towards your east is going to try and work your way back into the area. For my friends in Belize, let me make sure I got the right number here. There we go. And for Central America in general, again, we're pushing more moisture back into this area. So storms have been more widespread for today. San Pedro, Belize City, San Ignacio, Dangriga, on over towards Belmopan. And again, just a little bit heftier rain, a few strokes of lightning here or there, but the rain is just a little bit more widespread. It's trying to get up towards Cancun and Cozumel and Tulum right now, but generally speaking, it's a little bit farther west towards Campeche, and again, might try and drift up towards the resort areas, but generally speaking, it'll stay farther south. We've had a couple of storms near Roatan for today. There's a little storm near San Pedro Sula, and more isolated in nature for the rest of places like Honduras and Nicaragua, and then you've got this maximum coming back into Costa Rica and Panama as well. So that's what it looks like in the broad perspective, and again, this tropical wave axis will continue to work its way off towards the west. There's another one coming, guys. Before we get into the forecast, I just want to note the tropical waves that are out there. We've got one more here. We've got another one that's emerging off of the West African coast. So those are something I'll be monitoring for the week ahead. We'll talk about the potential tropical development coming up, but obviously another thing that is in play right now is the Saharan dust. So on the heels of this tropical wave, which again, you can clearly see, the bluer colors there over the Dominican Republic and Puerto Rico. Those are the areas seeing the rain. On the heels of that comes another big plume of Saharan dust. That's for the Lesser Antilles. And that, of course, will be traversing from east to west. It will have impacts. Again, it's going to try and dry things out, at least in a short term. But these tropical waves are pretty robust, and they're going to try and overcome some of that dust to get us some rain in these areas. Friends, as we get into the forecast, appreciate you liking this video. Thank you for subscribing as well, sharing with your family and friends, anyone you think can get something out of this. And again, appreciate all the support here at Meteo Mundo lately. It's really been awesome. So thank you very much for that. Okay, what do you say we get into the models? And again, I'm still leaning on the NAM model here for these tropical waves. I just honestly think the NAM has had a little bit better handle on what these models have been doing, the waves have been doing. The GFS has just been a little bit too darn dry here. So again, you can clearly see that the NAM model has a good handle of what's happening at this point in time. I'll throw the model timeline on there for you right now. And again, you can see that the general progression is to take this moisture and move it from east to west. Will there be some showers left behind? Sure, but again, just more localized in nature, not the widespread activity. So we'll get better chances in Jamaica and and the Cayman Islands. And once again, as we get back towards Central America, nice little blow up of storms here in the Southwest Caribbean as well. Some of the showers are going to try and lift their way north and west. So we're going to try and get more rain back into the Bahamas here. Let's just kind of stair step this real quickly. So again, for the remainder of today, you can see this afternoon, marching these storms across Hispaniola, Turks and Caicos, I've already mentioned that. We might lose a little bit with the loss of the heating of the day, but then these storms will flare back up again for tomorrow. And generally speaking, just a little bit farther off towards the west, some of the areas with a better opportunity. Might be slightly quieter on Monday again until the next tropical wave comes in. And again, that's going to be over the Lesser Antilles to begin with here, and then Monday into Tuesday, more rain in this area. When I show you the GFS model, which is just going to give us a little bit broader view of things here, just to again to highlight the opportunity for some of this rain. So let's throw the GFS into motion real quick. Actually, I got to do this. Give me 1 second. There we go. So this will take just a half second to load up here. But again, we get a little bit better idea because the GFS is a global model, getting back into the Atlantic development region here of what this next wave is going to do. Now, it's going to bring fresh winds. The easterlies are going to be a factor, guys. We're going to have some pretty good trade winds here coming along with these waves. But again, as of note, you can see some of the heftier rain trying to get back into Trinidad and Tobago and portions of the Windward Islands with the next wave. Kind of right now, we think the timing is going to be somewhat Monday into early on Tuesday. We'll see how it plays out, but even on Wednesday, we could have a little bit more of some rain here. And again, hopefully over the next couple of days, we try and push some of this back over the ABC Islands as well. Is there going to be a huge chance for some rain? No, not fantastic, but I think there'll be a slightly better opportunity here. At least there'll be a little bit more moisture to play. And again, the GFS model just showing you is just a little bit too dry in these areas early on, but I think it has a better handle, obviously, and we can show you what's happening in the main development region of the Atlantic. Now, just getting back to what's going on right now, if I switch over to the water vapor imagery, so you can see this moisture axis here. That's tropical wave number 1. There's a little bit here, but really the next one I want to be watching is this one, and then we're going to have the one coming off the West African coast. And you can clearly see the Sahara dust that is in play north of there. So right now, these tropical waves are more of a south latitude, and then as they get towards the Lesser Antilles, they kind of gain a bit of latitude as well. So if we go back over to the model, and this is going to be the GFS. I'm going to switch over to a product I love to show you guys, and that's the absolute vorticity. It's the spin in the atmosphere. I'm going to take this out even a little bit further because, again, we're looking for areas that might try and hold together in this main development region of the Atlantic. Now, typically in July, we don't look there, right? This is an August, September, October pattern, but we've thrown that out the window already with Beryl. So we have to keep an eye out for these waves developing. Now, they're fighting that Saharan dust, but you can see this one wave has a little bit of spin to it in a broad view. So this is one I'll be monitoring for kind of late next week. The Hurricane Center is not highlighting any actual potential development over the next 7 days. Things can quickly change, as we know, and we can see that this next wave does have a little bit of spin to it as it gets into the Leeward Islands. Look, I think if anything else, there's gonna be a lot of lift with that next wave coming in late next week, and that means more hefty showers and storms, just more energy in the atmosphere, more instability. But, could it come along with something else, more of a disturbance? Absolutely. And it just stays a little bit more on the aggressive side out here. Again, there's nothing as far as any tropical development, but just continuing to see, I think, heftier rain in our western sides as well. And again, some of that activity might even curl back up towards Bermuda. Overall, though, do I see anything over the next 5 days that makes me go, oh boy, we really have to keep an eye on that? No, but we also know how quickly Beryl developed and how there's very little wind shear right now in the Atlantic Basin. So something to, of course, monitor. Friends, I appreciate you here. Thank you so much for following me across all of our social media, Instagram, TikTok, X, Facebook. You can send me a picture or video at mymeteomundo@gmail.com. Like I said, a little bit more of a relaxed video for today, but I certainly wanted to come on and cover things. Let me know in the comments section below what you have been seeing lately. Of course, you have a specific question about the forecast, drop it there as well. Again, I appreciate the likes. I appreciate all the new subscriptions, the new subscribers, so do that for me now. You have a great rest of your Saturday. I'll see you tomorrow with the latest update right here at Meteo Mundo.